Quiet. It's just like, I'm like, how do you lift it up, and go from there? But it was a great experience, and the enthusiasm of going to the Century 21 national international convention is the fact that you get to meet people from all over the world, and you get to ask the questions of what's going on in your market, and then I get to bring those answers back to you guys, and we get to tweak some stuff that we want to tweak to make it work. When we look around our market with what we've done in this merger that we put together and where we're at today, we are one of the largest companies in Southern California. I mean, we're in the top 3. Yeah. And I can tell you our future is really bright with the things that we got going on. One of the things me and Greg talked about a lot was our management, what we have, what our infrastructure is, and what's going on in our infrastructure. We talked about our tech stack and what's going on, and they were interested in that. And I said, well, I have an analytical for a son, and we have a lot of different stuff going on in that market. They were very interested in the fact that we have stacked our management to a point where we can grow. And by us growing, gives us a chance to put more listings on the market for you guys to sell and do that in certain areas. 2023 started, man. It's going. We're into our first quarter. We're going to be finishing up our first quarter here pretty soon. And, I'm very pleased with the management and the people we have working for us in all of our divisions and everything that's going on. We're all working very hard to make sure our agents have the best tools and the best chance of building their companies, because we are helping you build your company. So with that, I'm going to turn it over to Neil and let Neil talk a little bit.
All right, let's hear it for Brandy. I'm wired. Wow. I haven't done this in, I don't know, 3 years, 4 years, Cindy, with a group like this. This is great. Fantastic. And faces that I know. Wow. Hi. How are you? Well, I'm just going to kind of sit down and talk. No. I've been doing this for 50 years. Some of you know that, and they look at me and say, what did I start at 3? But I never thought that I would ever be anyone's partner. I didn't think it was in my genes, in my psyche. And I'm sharing this with you because the merger, the things that we're doing are just fantastic. And it's all with you in mind. How we can help you get listings, how we can help you get sales, what we can do to grow your business. Your business grows, we grow. So Randy and I and the team have been getting along really well for the first 3.5 months or so, and working out the bugs, but having an opportunity to go with Randy to the East Coast and see the respect that they have for him, and after 40 years in the business, the respect that they have for me. And they looked at both of us and they said, wow, that's a little bit of an odd combination. How the hell did you guys do that? And is it working? And I have to tell you, from my perspective, somebody that was a little bit trepidation in this whole thing, this is working at a really, really higher level than we really thought it would. We thought there would be a little bit of this going on. And, and a lot of times in transactions where we're working out the details, well, I kind of don't remember it that way. Those are the things that I was a little worried about. Not once. Not once. It was not even in, I'll buy the coffee or you'll buy the coffee. There was never that kind of thing. And that's really huge. And that means that you guys don't get the aggravation because that kind of stuff trickles down. Does that make sense? Yeah. Are we on the same page with this? So from that perspective, that was really big. Seeing the people from Century 21 and explaining that to them, excited and energized them in a real, because they were, again, they're, we're talking Oscar Madison here and and Felix Unger. Now, if you guys know that, you know what that means. You can relate to it. If you can't, call me later and I'll give you an email and we'll show what's going on. It was totally looked at maybe as the odd couple. So by us going back and presenting it as a partnership, a team, a marriage, if you will, I mean, it's pretty remarkable. So I wanted to kind of start with that and how that relates to you. Because if we were not doing well together, that would trickle down. So it's not happening right now. And the growth, which is really one of the big things that is a hallmark for Randy and Century 21 Masters coming together, because the more we grow, the more opportunities you have. Right now, you can do referral business within the company, basically from Pasadena to Hemet, from the ocean to the mountains. And you do 1 or 2 referrals a month, and you make $1,500 to $2,000 on each referral. That's 24 referrals. You're talking about $40,000, $50,000, and we're encouraging it all the way to the bank. And if you want to go to one of the offices in Pasadena, we don't recommend it, because it was an hour and a half for me to get from Newport to here this morning, and there was no traffic. On the other side, so don't do that to yourselves. Send the referrals, open up the relationships, talk to people. We have some people from the east side here. We have some people that are going through, that have come to us on the west side. So check it out, all right? So that's number one. What I wanted to talk about here is, I want you to write this down if you guys have pencil and paper or something. What they asked me to talk about is some of the things that I help agents do specifically. And this for me has been fantastic, because I don't have to do the stuff I don't like to do in this business. Randy, Matt, Keith, Linda, they take care of all that stuff. I don't do it. 2 things I do and do best, and really at a very high level, and that's not bragging, because if you do it and the proof of the pudding's there, you do it. It's coaching and recruiting. That's what I do. Showing people the opportunity and then coaching them to those opportunities. I have a reputation of helping agents get to $1 million, $1.5 million, $2 million a year in business. Okay, I'm very comfortable in that arena. Most brokers can't work in that arena. Okay, agents come to the company for that. If I can help any of you, or our team, or coaching team can help, we're open to it. But I wrote down here, if you want to be a highly successful real estate agent, you must distance yourself from the masses. Write that down. You must distance yourself from the masses, and you must understand that your habits will determine your future. Your habits determine your future. To thrive and excel in 2023, you're going to have to change your habits. Some of you already have. Most of us, not so much, okay? I got myself in a little bit of hot water visiting the doctor yesterday, because, I'd had some back surgery here a few months ago, and I have a little bit of what they call drop foot, too much information, but it causes me not to be able to play pickleball, and that pisses me off, okay? Okay, all right, so I need to fix it. Okay. And I wasn't fixing it, and I wasn't focused on it, and it wasn't my habit. Okay. My habit was what I do, which is work with real estate agents and helping them get better. So I had to move my focus a little bit, just like you have to. If I want to get better, and I can and will, I just need to change my focus. You too. A lot of you are great buyer's agents, fabulous buyer's agents. You're going to have to become spectacular listing agents. If you want to survive and thrive this market, that's what you have to do. One of the things that Masters is known for is helping buyer's agents become great listing agents, okay? So just get it in your head. It can be done. It's not that big a deal. I wrote down here, negative habits breed negative consequences. Negative habits breed negative consequences. The results of your bad habits usually don't show up until later in life. How many pastrami sandwiches did I eat as a kid? How many extra fish tacos did I eat? And the girth wasn't one fish taco. I guarantee you that put the 40 extra pounds on me. It was one fish taco, too many every week over 20 years, and there's the 40 pounds. Okay, so step one was get rid of the weight. And I've done that over the last 4 years, and now you see a svelte me. Thank you. Thank you. I wrote down here, highly successful real estate agents take 100% responsibility for their results. 100% responsibility for their results. They don't blame the economy, the competition, or the company for the dips in their closings. Instead, the worse things get, the harder they work to make negatives work to their advantage and take advantage of what you have in this organization. What we're putting together, what I was looking for masters, wasn't coaching and the recruiting side. What I was looking for was extra income, the ways that our agents could make some more money. Okay, so when Randy and I we've been talking for 4 years, and it just kind of came together like in what seemed like a minute, but it was about the mortgage company. Use that, set up a system where you can do that. We're recommending, and actually we just got 2 or 3 of our agents just got licensed. So it takes a process. It's been 3.5 months doing it, but it took a process. And now they're going to be able to legally get referral fees because they're licensed real estate agents, okay? Now, maybe that doesn't mean anything to you guys, but it meant a lot to our agents because that's some extra money, okay? Then the second thing is the property management department, where we can refer people. I didn't have a property management department. It wasn't something I wanted to deal with. Randy loves dealing with it, not me. Okay, well, maybe he's not that happy with dealing in, but okay. But you get what I mean, all right? So, so we had that part. And then for referring agents to the company, you can make a spiff on that. So if you do that, you do those 3 things, you have 3 extra lines of being able to make some extra money. So you make $25,000 over here, you make $15,000 over here, you make $20,000 over there, you got $40,000, $50,000. And we help you make $150,000 to $200,000. Our goal, my personal goal is to have an all Centurion agent company. That's my personal goal. It's been that way since I started in real estate, okay? Last year, we had 40 Centurions in the master's portion of the company. I'd like to have 80. I'd like to have 120. I actually like to have 500, but
I'll go 499.
499. So I won't be a Centurion? Is that what you're saying? I wrote down here, highly successful real estate agents are determined and persistent. They don't take no for an answer. They don't take no personally, okay? Nor do they allow them to make them feel like a failure. No matter how tempted they are to give up, they persist to those goals. Self-discipline is a key factor in their success. They act with urgency. Write the word urgency down, circle it, underline it, star it, because one of the key differences between a superstar agent, a Centurion agent, and the average agent is urgency, okay? Mañana doesn't work in this business, especially in this marketplace. If you have a lead on a listing, go get it, okay? I'm gonna list with you, doesn't work anymore because you got 20 agents knocking doors and making phone calls that are near you, and somebody's gonna say something, no matter how good you are, that's a little bit more interesting than you said, or something you didn't say and they said, you run into that issue. You guys with me on this? Okay. I have a couple more things. If you don't want to hear them, I don't have to, I don't mind. Highly successful real estate agents always act on purpose. Every call, every letter, every visit is conducted for a reason. They work with a high level of empathy. They have the ability to put themselves in their customer's shoes. Understand what's going on with your client. Highly successful real estate agents are fanatics about managing and guarding their time. They understand the difference between urgent and important. Urgent and important. Important is their priority. Write that down. Important is their priority. And they recognize that urgent is someone else's priority thrust upon them. Okay? Important is their priority. This is where we get screwed up every single day. Somebody comes to us and this is urgent, it's got to get taken care of, et cetera, and they get off track. And when you get off track, you're dead. Okay? Stop doing that to yourselves. I wrote down here, they're always on time for meetings and appointments, and highly successful real estate agents perform all tasks quickly and efficiently in the minimum amount of time, always working to meet or be ahead of pre-agreed timelines. Highly successful real estate agents have a schedule and they work it. Fifth point, highly successful real estate agents have the courage to do what they don't like to do on the days that they don't want to do it. They are proactive, especially when things are slow. Things are slow. To me, what we teach is that's an opportunity. In 2008, for those of you that were here, was probably the single roughest time in my 50 years in real estate. Okay, I was running a real estate company. We had agents, they were falling out of business. You couldn't sell houses. I didn't recommend the REO business because a lot of times when you go down the REO side, you work for the banks. Now, you don't think you work for the banks, you think you're an independent contractor until they cancel 30 of your damn listings. Okay, and it says in the contract, they can cancel it at any time. They take your 30 listings and they sell it to, I don't know, Canyon Capital, which is a hedge fund company that's bought thousands and thousands and thousands of properties over the last few years. Blackstone's another one of those companies. Tens of thousands of properties have come off the market and are owned by these hedge fund companies that went to the bank and said, I'll buy a block. Well, what do you mean a block? You mean like 10 homes? No, like 30,000 homes, because they have the cash. They buy these houses, they fix them up a little bit, they rent them out, they're all free and clear. They're getting anywhere from 5 to 6% a year, which during those times, all you could get is 1 or 2%, remember? Okay, that's all we could get. They're getting 5, 6, 7, 8% cash on cash. And that's not even considering that properties from 2008, 9, and 10 went up how many hundreds of percent? Double, triple. The return on investment is staggering. And they, people say, well, they're going to sell them all at one time and then crash the market. Hey, guys with a $20 billion hedge fund aren't stupid. They're not going to flood the market ever. You're never going to see that again. Okay, what you're going to see is a slow release. And they sell 1,000 houses across the country. They sell 5, 8, 10, 15 million dollars worth of property, but you do it across the country, nobody feels it. You guys get this? All right. So I wrote down here, they take small steps daily, not giant steps occasionally to reach their goals. Those of you that know me, know that I've been saying that for 15 or 20 years. Okay. And let me just wrap up here by every day you live, you are in the process of becoming. Every day you live, you're in the process of becoming worse or becoming better. But you're in the process of becoming. It's your choice. We merge this together to take the best of two companies and the best agents in two organizations that could come together and bring the power of this. This is an amazing time. Make a commitment to grow daily. If you make it your goal to grow a little every day, it will not be long before you begin to see positive results. Don't wait for inspiration. I hope what I'm talking about and what others will talk about today will inspire you, but don't wait for it. Get up, get going, be consistent, be committed. Watch what happens. Thank you, guys.
All right, so good. I get to follow Neil. Fun. Neil's got 50 years of business, and Robert's got this many, and Neil does this, and Robert does this. Hey, can you all do me a favor, though? Because I think we need a little bit of a break. Can everybody stand up for me? Everybody stand up. Everybody stand up. I'm expressive. I need to feed off of energy. I need to feed off of energy. All right, come on. Here we go. I want everyone to put your hands together. Put your hands together. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Go. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. On the count of three, say yes 3 times. 1, 2, 3. Yes, yes, yes. All right. Okay, you can sit down now. All right, all right. So you feel a little bit more kind of warmed up, a little like ready to go? I'm sorry, I'm expressive. I can't just sit here and talk, and we gotta get in motion. We gotta get in motion. Poor Matt thinks I'm nuts. Yeah. Matt's like, God damn it, Robert's here again. Poor guy. All right, good stuff. All right, so here's what I want to go over today. We're going to go over the state of the market. Okay, so I want you to, first of all, who here is analytical? You're going to love this. Who here is expressive or driver? I apologize. All right, but we're going to get through this as much as we can. All right, so we're going to talk about the state of the market. Where are we at today? Where are we at in our marketplace today? So I want you to write down some numbers, and we're going to go over what these numbers are, what they mean, and then what do we do going forward, okay? So this is the state of the market. Now, I'm talking about the state of our current MLS. Each city is different. Each city might be a little bit different type of marketplace compared to the MLS as a whole, but I just want to focus on the MLS because we have so many different offices. So the first number I want you to write down, 32,721. 32721. 32,721. That is the number of active listings in the MLS at the end of February. It's the number of active listings in the MLS at the end of February. Now that is down 29.4% compared to February last year. Okay. Have we all noticed that there's a little bit less listings on the marketplace? Everybody seeing that? Okay, 29.4% down. It's the lowest amount of active listings since 2008 in our MLS. Okay, lowest amount of active listings in our MLS since 2008. And the only reason it's since 2008 is just that's how far back it goes. The truth is it's probably even longer, okay? So that's 15 years. The second number I want you to write down, 12,233. 12233. That's the number of transactions that went into escrow in February. Yeah, pendings. Now that was down 43.8% compared to February of last year. Okay, so the number of pendings compared to February last year down 43.8. This is going to get better, I promise. Okay. Now that's the second lowest total since 2008. The lowest was actually December, a couple months ago. Okay. Third number, 11,964. 11,964. That's the amount of closings in the MLS in February. 11,964. And that was down 33.6% from February last year, which again was the second lowest total in the MLS since 2008. Only January, a month ago, was the lowest since 2008. So we're going up. Good job. The next one I want you to write down is 46. Anyone want to guess what 46 is? That is not my age, but thanks.
It's a guess.
This is getting fun. I'm enjoying myself up here, if anyone can tell. The average days on market is 46, which is double what it was February of last year. But I want you to note something on days on market, because right now it feels like days on market is really high, right? That's what it feels like. It's only high compared to 2020 and 2021, which were mythical years in real estate. Okay, you can't compare anything in real estate to those two years. Mythical. If you went back to, I wrote down here, in 2019, the average every month in 2019 was in the 40s and 50s, days on market. Go back to 2016, the average every month was in the 60s, 70s. So yeah, it feels like it's longer, but when you look at the trends, really not that long in terms of days on market, okay? Now here's where it gets good. Okay, you all ready for some good news?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Despite all of that, despite all the pendings being down, listings being down, days on market being up, I want you to write this number down. 1.2 billion. 1.2 billion. That is the amount of commission income that real estate agents made in February in our MLS. Billion with a B. Not sales volume. That's how much commission was handed out. Here you go. Here you go. Randy signing checks going, here you go. Here you go. Okay. Yeah. So here's the question I want you all to think about. Okay, we talked about all is down, is down, is down. 1.2 billion was handed out last month. How much of that do you need? How much? Just a little, right? Just a little. So my point is, sometimes we're focusing on the negative. Oh my God, pendings are down, listings are down. $1.2 billion was handed out. You don't need that much of that. So there's money still out there in our business, yes or no? Yes. That's what you need to focus on. I wrote down here the silver lining in all of this. Here's the really fun part. Business is down roughly around 30% based on those numbers. My estimate, I'm guessing your estimate, agent participation is probably down 50%.
Maybe more.
Maybe more. Maybe more. Now, as someone who runs a real estate division, it's awful. For a real estate agent, you should have like a giant Joker smile on your face. Because the reality is, even though there's less deals, there's more deals per agent working. That's what you need to focus on. Okay? Business is down, yes, but agent participation is way down. I mean, the MLS said that they're expecting this year that the number of renewals is going to be down 30%. That's renewals. And we all know real estate agents, some pay their renewals because they just don't know that they don't have to, right? They're just like, I do this to get out of my house because my wife will kill me if I stay home all day. So I just pay my renewals to go to the board. But it's going to be down farther, 50, 60%. So look at the opportunity, not the negativity. Does that make sense? Okay, great. Now, we're going to talk a little bit later about you are in the right room for that opportunity, as these two men alluded to earlier, and we're going to talk more about that as well. So I wrote down here, what does this mean? I wrote down 5 things. What does this mean? Of all the notes that we just talked about. I wrote, not written in any particular order of importance. I wrote down here, number 1, you need to talk to more people. You simply need to talk to more people. If the number of transactions are down, if you talk to the same amount of people you did last year, what is your business going to do? It's going to go down. Simple economics. Okay? You need to talk to more people. Some of you, I talk to 5 people a day, 10 people a day. You should do that at Starbucks.
It's so true.
With 7% interest rate.
Yeah, booming down. There you go. You need to talk to more people. Mike Ferry tells us all the time, we are in the talk to people business. You need to talk to more people. Okay, it's just what you have to do. Get out there and talk to people. Well, Robert, I don't like talking to people. I recommend a different profession. Not trying to be mean. Okay, you need to talk to more people. I wrote down here next, Neil alluded to this. You need to become an A+ listing agent. You need to become an A+ listing agent. Because if listings are down, you can't afford to miss any listing opportunities. 2016, 2015, there was 80,000 listings on the marketplace. If I screwed up on one, I could go get another one. There's 30,000 now. I can't screw up on this one. So I need to be an A+ listing agent. Now that could mean you need to practice your listing presentation. You should be role playing and recording a listing presentation weekly. Okay. Now, if you want a lot of fun, send it to me. I will review it and give you feedback. I am not going to hold my breath, but you should do that. Okay. You should do that. I mean, you know, the only people that do that are people like Melinda Elmer and Jack Ma and, you know, people that make, you know, $500,000, $1 million a year. But, you know, I digress. Okay. You need to become an A+ listing agent. And we're going to go over one of the things I wrote down here is one of the classes I'm going to put on next month's calendar is how to become an A+ listing agent. But you need to really focus on being an A+ listing agent. Third thing I wrote down, you need to pre-qualify leads faster and move on from leads faster. You don't have time to work with crap leads. Okay. You just don't have time because there's not enough business out there. I need to know, are you ready to play the game right now? And if you're ready to play, then let's play. If you're not ready to play, nothing personal, I got to go on. I got to move on. Okay. But don't hang on to these leads 2, 3, 4 weeks. Tony Smith has a great line about leads. Have you ever had a 1-year anniversary with a lead? Who gets who flowers? Okay. Be honest. How many of you have leads that you need to throw away? Okay. So we have about 15 truth tellers and 20 liars. Good. Just getting a feel for the room. You need to pre-qualify them faster. Within a week, you should know if they're going to buy or sell. Within a week. There's no reason to hold on to a lead 3, 4, 5 weeks. Well, I'm still trying to get them. No, nothing personal. Move on. Okay. Third or fourth thing I wrote down here, you need to be able to price property correctly the first time. Are price reductions very high in our marketplace? Yes or no? Days on market is going up because property is not priced correctly. Because if it's priced correctly, does it take 46 days to sell? No. I mean, we're doing open houses, 30, 40 people coming through. There's opportunity out there. You need to price property correctly because every day that you don't get an offer or a view on your property is decreasing your hourly rate because you have to call the seller. We still don't have any views. We still don't have any offers. It's hanging over your head. It's another day. It's another time going by that you're focused on something else instead of income producing activities. But I wrote down here, which means you need to know the market so you know what the correct price is. 2020 and 2021, did you really need to know how to price property? No. How much do you want to list it for? Sign here. There it is. There's your listing presentation. Thank you. You want to cut your commission? No problem. I'm only going to be here for 30 minutes. No problem. Have a ball. You know what I mean? But you can't do that now. You need to know the market, which means you need to, what do they need to do, Neil?
Preview property.
Okay, preview property. So no one likes to preview property, so I want you to do something different. I want you to go see homes that are for sale. Okay. Let's do that instead, okay? You need to know what the correct price is. And I wrote down here, fifth thing, what does this mean? You need to know the motivation of the client. Because if they're not motivated, they're not moving. 2023, if a seller is not super motivated, are they selling? Everybody say no. Okay, no. Then you need to know the motivation. And I get on this. I have agents call me all the time. I did this because we had a lot of, I'm so proud. This is going to sound, this is going to sound like a joke, but it's not. I'm so proud. Last week, hear me out, okay? Because this is going to sound negative, but it's really good. Last week, we canceled like 30 listings in the company. And I say that in the good news because I was calling agents going, hey, this listing's been on the market for like 120 days. What's going on? Well, first question I ask, what's the motivation of the seller? I don't know, or I think. If it's an I don't know or I don't think, cancel the damn listing. Because it's just weighing on your head. They're not selling. There's no reason for a seller to sell in 2023 if there's no reason to sell. You need to find out the motivation. And not just the base motivation, dig deeper. Well, why are you selling? We need a bigger house. Don't go yet. Tell me more about that. Why do you need the bigger house? I need to know really the motivations. Does that make sense? Okay, great. So my last portion here, I wrote down here 5 areas on where you can get success right now. 5 areas where you can get success right now. 5 things you can do, either sources or different things you can do on where we're seeing success. Number 1, some of you are going to like this and some of you aren't. Past client centers of influence. Past client centers of influence. Some of you do a phenomenal job of that. Some of you, not so much. Because why? Why? I don't want to sound salesy, right? I don't want to sound salesy. So I want you to write this down. You only sound salesy if you don't bring any value to the call. You only sound salesy if you don't bring any value to the call. Hey, John, how's it going? You want to buy or sell real estate? That sounds pretty salesy. You brought no value to the call. You didn't give them a market update. You didn't give them some stats. You didn't give them anything interesting. That's why you sound salesy, okay? So database, I want you to write down 3 things you need to do on every call to your database. 3 things. Number 1, you need to bring some sort of value. Give them a market stat, a market update. How many listings are in their area? Tell them about a recent success you had, something going on in the marketplace. I just gave you a bunch of them. Use something. You got to have value. Even if they're not interested in buying or selling, do they want to know what's going on in their real estate market? Look, we're not interested in buying or selling, and my wife is not in real estate, but my wife knows everything about our real estate market because she's on Redfin all day. Hey, did you see these people listed at their home? Have you seen it? Should we go see it? We're not buying it. I know, but we should see it anyways. Like, okay, this one's been on the market for like 45 days. What do you think the problem is? It's overpriced, honey. Is it just overpriced? Because I'm looking at the pictures here and I'm like, we're not buying or selling a house. I know, but I want to know what's going on. She wants to know, okay? So you got to give them value. Number 2, you have to ask for a referral. Asking for a referral is not saying, hey, if you come across anyone, let me know, because they're going to go, okay, great, thanks. Asking for a referral is who? Who do you know that might be looking to buy or sell? It's not about if they're interested in buying or selling, it's about who they know. Because really, a small percentage of your people are going to buy or sell this year, correct? But they all know 2 or 3 people that will. Who do you know? And the third thing is, I want you to write down this in all caps or bold or underline, whatever you do, energy. Kind of energy on the call. Anyone here like working with boring people?
No.
Oh, okay. Okay. So have some energy. Hey, John, it's Robert. How's it going? So I give you an update of what's going on in the market. And by the way, you know, who do you know that might be looking to buy or sell? Nobody, Robert. Thanks for the call. And then you get on a call with me, Robert. No one's working with me. Would you like me to be honest with you? Yes, I wouldn't either. Okay. But if I got on the call and said, hey, Matt, how's it going? Good. Just want to give you an update of what's going on in the real estate market. By the way, who do you know that might be looking to buy or sell? They're like, all right, I got some energy. I got some excitement here. All right. Database. All right. Second thing, neighborhood prospecting. People in your neighborhood, people around the area. I want you to think about something. I've been saying this for a week now, and some people are really getting it. Okay. But I want you to think about something on neighborhood prospecting. I want you to think about online leads, okay? I want you to think about why online leads exist. Online leads exist because somebody wanted some information about real estate and they went to Zillow or Redfin or any of those companies and said, I'm interested in getting something about real estate, correct? And these companies get thousands of people that do that every month, right? How do I know this? Because we have agents that pay for these leads. Now, I want you to think about this. If somebody goes to Zillow and requests information, that means they don't have a real estate agent to go to. Online leads exist because people don't have a real estate agent helping them. True or false?
True.
And that's your everyday homeowner. Because expireds aren't going online because they have 80 agents calling them. For sale by owners aren't going online. They have 80 agents calling them. If they've been to an open house in the last 25 years, they've had 1,000 agents call them. It's your regular Mr. and Mrs. homeowner on Main Street that are going. Exactly. See? See? Well, I'm glad it was just Redfin. But it's the regular Mr. and Mrs. homeowner that are going online and saying, I want information because there's no agent talking to them. Go talk to your neighborhoods. Go talk to the people in the neighborhood. Just listed, just sold, market updates. That's where you're going to find your next business. I wrote down here next, absentee owners. Absentee owners, great for a couple reasons. One, Are there some absentee owners because of the marketplace that want to cash out? Yes. But are there also some absentee owners that are looking at this as a great time to swoop up on properties? Oh, gosh. So now I can call an absentee owner and I have multiple chances to find a deal. Call them. Now, here's a little trick. And I swear to God, if anyone does this, they're going to make a fortune. And one day somebody's going to do it. Okay, one day. Probably not today, but someday. I want you to do this. I want you to call absentee owners. And if they say they're not interested in selling the property, ask them when the lease expires. When does the lease expire on your property? And then you create a spreadsheet and you write down the name, the address, the phone number, and when the lease expires. Now, why do I want to know when the lease expires? That's because then I can call them 45 to 60 days. Hey, did they give a notice to vacate? They sure did. Do you want to look for another tenant or do you want to sell it? Okay. So now imagine if I got 3 absentee owners a week. At the end of the year, I'd have say 120 to 130. I'd have a list of 120, 130 people that own investment properties. And as Neil has taught us year over year over year, they own more than one.
Always, if you own one, you always own 2. And if you own 2, you always own your own home. So they all own 3 companies.
So now I've got a valuable list of 120, 130 people that have 3 properties, and I know when the lease expires. Now, if I called every single one of those people, every single time when their lease was about to expire, am I going to generate some listings sometimes? Guaranteed. Now, what if they say, well, no, we're going to renew? Okay, how long are most residential leases? Usually 1 year, right? Which means I know I can call them back same time next year. So this just goes on and on and on and on. And if you want to capture a buyer, if you know when the lease expires, you can go door knock and ask them, hey, have you thought about buying instead of renting again? Somebody's going to make money off of this idea. I hope it's somebody in our company. Last two things I want you to write down here on success. Stop saying you charge 6% commission. We are losing listings left and right. God, we've been talking about this for years. Losing listings left and right because we charge 6% commission. Okay, first of all, that's bullshit. Bullshit. How do I know? Well, let me share some numbers with you. Anyone want to guess what the average buyer side commission is in the MLS?
1.5.
2.2. 2.2. Now we're charging 6% because we're giving the buyer 3%, right? Typically. Okay, so we're overpaying the buyer's agent. That's nice. Okay. Do you want to know what the average commission is for listings, the listing agent?
2.78%.
2.05. Okay, I want you to hear what I just said. The average buyer's agent is getting 2.2 and the average listing agent is getting 2.05. That is the dumbest freaking thing I've ever heard in my life, and I've heard some good ones. So the average transaction is 4.3% commission. And we go in and say, I charge 6%, and sellers go, thanks. What are you doing? Stop doing that, because 1, most of the time you don't. And 2, you're just creating an objection. You're creating a problem. You get your commission, let them decide what they want to pay the buyer's agent. We should write a script for that. Yeah. Yeah. Get your commission. How much do you charge? I charge this. How much do you want to pay the buyer's agent? This. Great. Sign here. You're losing deals because you charge 6%. You're fighting to pay the buyer's agent, and you're the only one. No one else is. 2.2 is average. Under 2% has tripled. And for buyer's agent commissions, under 2% has tripled in percentage points in the last 2 years. Well, Robert, we can't pay the buyer's agent 1.5. Okay, great. Let me go on a listing appointment. I'll take it. I'll make the money, and I will spend it well. And then you can tell me that you can't get any business on our next coaching call. Now, I don't want to pay the buyer's agent 2%. I want to pay him more, but I want the listing. Get the listing. Okay? Does this make sense to anybody? Okay, stop doing that to yourselves. And then the last thing I wrote down here, agents that are getting the most success. Now, I'm saying this to you, which is probably the wrong crowd, but agents who engage with the company. Agents who are engaged with the company. I'm going to sound egotistical for a minute. Is everybody okay with that? Okay. Yeah, you don't have a choice. You're going to hear it. I'm going to sound egotistical for a minute. Okay. You are not going to find better coaching and better training in any company in your marketplace. I don't give a shit if you're in Murrieta or Menifee or Oceanside or Irvine or Long Beach. I don't care. You're not going to find better coaching or training. Just not going to happen. Sorry. Well, Robert, that's really egotistical because you kind of do coaching and training. I know. I'm aware. But you're not going to, right? Mike Ferry tells us all the time, who's the best listing agent in your marketplace? If you're not saying yourself, don't go on the listing. If we don't think that we're the best coaching and training in our marketplace, then don't be here. But it is. You got, as Randy mentioned, the best, leadership. I mean, you have such a wide range of different knowledge of people on our leadership. I got to tell you, it's amazing. Are we a pretty motivating company? I mean, good God, you get a voicemail every morning at 7 a.m. that says, all right, here we go. Don't even think about not putting in a grade 8 today. 7 a.m. every morning in your email, right? I mean, Randy, he's muted on Zoom and you can still hear him. You know what I mean? And you got Linda, who's the sweetheart that's behind the scenes that really runs the show. She's the real boss. She's the real boss. She's the real boss. And you got Keith and Matt, and you got Blake and Greg and Cindy and Eddie, and you got this amazing group. And from a leadership standpoint, you're just not going to find it. But it only works if you're engaged. If you're on role play, if you're at the training classes. Some of you, I'm excited that it's the first chance I've got to meet you, but it's also disappointing as why don't I see you? Why don't I see you on role play? Why don't I see you at the sales training classes? Why don't I see you on the masterminds? Why don't I see you on Telegram, which we're going to talk about a little bit later? Why aren't you involved in the accountability programs? If you engage, you will hit your goals. If you don't engage with our company, you won't. It's just, yeah, Robert, it's egotistical, but it's the truth. Agents that are seeing success are the agents that are engaged. Does that make sense?
Yeah. May we ask a question?
We'll do questions and answers later. Get engaged. All right. That's all I got. Thank you so much. I appreciate your time.
Robert. Tough to follow, guys. My name is Blake Corkill. I'm the Director of Growth for Lending here. Yes, thank you. I am so excited to have us back in the office doing these meetings. There's nothing better than getting everybody together and feeling the energy. When I walked in here this morning, it's about 8 o'clock, walked in, the music's going, people are buzzing around, see a lot of new faces, and I love it. This is how you become successful. Engage with your community. Do the trainings that real estate has been preaching all morning here. Get on board, get with Robert and Neil and all the fantastic coaches we had, and we'll do good. There's a third aspect to this though, guys. We have in-house lending. We are a competitor. We will compete for all your guys' deals. So when we're talking about in-house lending, and we're talking about growth, we have so much going on right now in our mortgage department. For our mortgage and our loan officers in the room right here, we have massive expansion going on through the country, growing in every state, trying to acquire more agents and brokers in every state to keep us busy. But MLOs in the group, look at all these realtors we have in here, right? Go, like Robert said, I want to echo all the training is to become a successful MLO, you have to do the same things successful agents are doing. Time block, schedule, all those things, meet people. But for my agents in the room, we are competitive. What I like to go over right now is how we're competitive. First, our turn times and our rates in the country are going to be the best. Our fees for our buyers are going to be the best. And how does this translate? This translate, if you're a buyer agent and you got buyers and you're getting them pre-approved outside of our company, you're losing buying power. Why? Because they're paying higher rates. They're paying higher fees. We're liquidating more of their cash rather than keeping it in-house and giving them the ultimate experience. They're going to get qualified for more 9 out of 10 times, and we're going to be cheaper 10 out of 10 times. And I promise you, no one's going to beat our MLO's service. We have some top-notch loan officers in this group, and they're here to work hard for you guys and win deals, help you buyers agents grow and get that business in the door. Listing agents, if you guys have people relocating and you want to stay in front of your client, your best opportunity is to get them pre-approved with your in-house lender. So when you send that client to Tennessee or Texas or Virginia, we're also going to stay in touch with them just in case their family or friends want to move out of state also. So you're going to be able to capture those referrals as you go by keeping them in-house with lending, because I'm going to keep tabs on them for you. So little tips and tricks there. So today in the marketplace, anybody guess what the national average rate is for a conventional conforming loan?
7%, we're gonna use.
We got to go higher than that. I wish it was 7%. I wish. National average right now is 7.548. It's simple Google. You can look it up. 20% down, conforming loan. Where do we think our rates right now, our par rate is at in a company, 21st century lending? 6.25 if we're gonna buy it down and we're gonna add some points. If we're gonna go our par rate means there's no money being passed on to the borrower. It's going to be our true rate. We're sitting at 6.990. So we're 0.5% better than our average marketplace right now. That is for Riverside County, LA County, and San Diego. So that alone equates to thousands of dollars higher in pre-approval costs to get our borrowers into that home, or gives them credits back so they could get compensated for closing costs and other expenses that are associated with purchasing a home. That is our conforming national rate for our conventional loans. We beat everybody on the national rate from FHA and VA across the board, 0.5% or better, typically. Let's say if we get that one lender that comes in and they give us an outrageous loan estimate. We're here to fight for you because we all have the same goal. We want your buyers to get in homes. We want you guys to be successful, and we want our team here in lending to be successful, right? With all of that said, guys, don't ever hesitate to reach out to myself, Greg. Our numbers are all over the resources page, and we're here to help you. If you guys, as listing agents, need cross qualifications, reach out to us. I'd love to pass that file on to another lender, see if that is a true cross qualification, because I know as listing agents, more homes are falling out of escrow in today's marketplace than they have been in a long time. So the biggest reason is loan officers getting out of the industry, and the ones that are still there just not doing their due diligence to make sure that borrower is completely qualified to purchase that home. Leverage us as an asset, listing agents, to cross qualify all your buyers, make sure everything's going good. For the lenders in the room, a little announcement. This has just hit us in here. We have something called loan level pricing adjustments. This is for the buyer's agents too. Starting for most lenders going April 5th, we're going to have pricing adjustments on all loans and locks that expire after April 5th. And what does that mean? That means about 40% of our marketplace, and let me look at the data here. 40% of, that means any loan with a 40% DTI or higher, or LTV over 60% is going to have major pricing changes. Now, this is going to sound backwards and it sound like I said this wrong. Your lower credit score borrowers benefit tremendously for this. The entry of barrier on a lower credit level borrower, their rates are going to improve significantly by 100 basis points plus in some categories. But if you have a 740 credit borrower, 720 or 700, their rates are going to get significantly worse in those buckets. Reason being is we're trying to make that barrier of entry easier for lower credit borrowers to achieve the same homes and get better rates, and they feel that is where the market needs to be. So what I recommend for all the lenders in the room, everybody that has their NMLS, if you have any files in right now, please reach out to your AE, make sure that these lock effective dates aren't going to affect our loans, because if they're not purchased or funded by that time off our lines of credit, because we are an in-house lender, or off of a brokered loan, your borrower will be subject to those changes, or you'll be subject to taking the hit out of your commission.
What's the average still time? 640 to 7?
You're going to be at 620 to 680 is going to have our best credit score improve, or our best LPA improvements, meaning their rates are going to get better, right? Significantly better. I had some other things to say, but I really want to mimic to the loan officers in the group, and every realtor that is also a loan officer, is everything they're saying about being successful is true. I could preach on that. Making sure you're getting up and doing your time block. You're showing up to the office, engaging with your cohorts that are here, grabbing ideas from them. What's working for you in your market? You're in LA. Hey, you're in Murrieta. What's working for you? Can I take this task over here and make that work for me in my market? The more we show up and absorb in the community, the better we're all going to be. Otherwise, we have Greg that's going to come up and go over some products and programs and a couple other overviews. If you guys need us at all, please let us know, and we'll send out a blast as we get into other states. So you guys send referrals out and you guys can give us that referral to do the lending in the other state. I hope you guys all have a great day. Oh, yes.
Go ahead and say your phone number. Just
Oh, yeah. Phone number, if everybody has a pen and paper and everybody on Zoom. Direct cell phone, 858-722-1558. Text or call me anytime. And then I'm always available for calls, guys. Hope you're having a great day.
Give him a towel.
It's not the pressure. So a couple things. First and foremost, I'm Greg, by the way, Greg Johnson. I head up our lending division here. I appreciate you guys. Been in the industry forever and a day. Don't want to date myself. I will say that I've always been big on shared information. Companies that I've owned and operated, the better that we all are doing, the better we all will do, quite frankly. So success breeds success. There's no doubt about that. We are not the type of company where the more that one individual knows and the less other people know, the better off it is. You know, knowledge is kind of power. So having said that, if the more of a sponge anybody is, the more money that you're otherwise going to make and better you're going to be, more successful you're going to be. From the products and programs, and wanted to address, and rather than pinpoint and hit any one particular thing, we'd be the grab bag. And I've always been that in my time in the industry. I've never been so focused on one particular target market or product where we do a lot of this one thing. We're not the company that's going to put the billboards up and just hammer one thing, you know, or run TV ads for one thing. The fact of the matter is there's 1,000 ways to quote unquote, you know, kill a cat type. I like cats, don't get me wrong, but, and I'll say all on that is, don't feel that anything can't be done until you're getting with one of our loan officers, myself or Blake. And even if it can't be done today, doesn't necessarily mean we can't give somebody a roadmap to get to where they want to go 4, 5, 6 months from now. When I talk about products and programs, it doesn't matter if you have good credit or bad credit. It doesn't matter if you have money for down payment or if you don't. There are programs we have, you don't even have to have a job. Allow us an opportunity to at least see what is the lump of clay. What are you looking for? I'm going to make the best possibly out of it. Maybe I can get people exactly what it is that they want. Maybe we go to, this is your next best option based on the situation you've created for yourself. You know, but from the standpoint of products and programs, anything that you see out there, we shake a stick at. The only thing I don't know that's on the wholesale basis right now is raw, unimproved land. Anything else is in play. And for anybody that has land that wants to develop it, all about it, residential or commercial, both. So I get texts from people on the weekends or at some god awful hours, and they'll shoot something out to me. Hey, do we have this also? You know, and at the end of the day, yeah. And if there's anything that's new that we might not have in our grab bag, I'll get it. Okay. So, you know, having said that, if you have an opportunity to make $1, you know, real estate is real estate, lending is lending. It's just a matter of how can I appeal to the masses, you know, to increase my earnings, you know, and create a better lifestyle for myself and my family. And that's really it in a nutshell. The reverse mortgage product that's out there for seniors 62 and older where they don't make a payment, huge win. Huge win. Some people are like, I don't really know a lot about that. Sounds a little like, you know, the nervous anxiety that goes into our industry and the almighty fear of failure that some people have of just the unknowing or not knowing, you have got an unbelievable amount of power behind you through our company and the brand that you're representing. So don't feel that anything like you feel less of an individual because somebody asks you something you might not have all the answers to. You know, the very first thing I'd go back is an immediate response is very intelligent question. Let me jot that down. I'll find out for you and I'll get right back to you and then peg it. And I keep everybody on a time clock. Did training yesterday and talked again about the time clock. End every conversation with what are we doing? What's the expectation? What's the next step? Where are we headed? But from the products and programs out there and of what we have in loan processing right now, and Keith had mentioned, hey, what's the hot stuff? The hot stuff is what people need. You know, if that's what you need, then it's hot. It's red hot. You know what I'm saying? So we're going to have people in there that have down payment assistance and closing cost assistance. We have deals working right now that are construction loans. We have reverse mortgages in there. We have manufactured homes that don't meet the agency stuff that are early 1970, not on a permanent foundation, in a park. I don't even care. There's an opportunity to make $1 on something, all about it. There are people that qualify with their IRS tax returns and people that don't. You know, I'm not here to tell you to pay your bills and have a great credit score or not, save your money or not, get a job that pays you good dough. It's all relative. Whatever that individual or that prospect has created for themselves, I'm trying to dress it up and make it smell like a rose and get you to where you want to go. That's really it in a nutshell. And treat you with respect. We push for referrals just like anybody else does. You know, I mentioned in yesterday's training as well, when you treat people well, you're going to get referrals from folks maybe that you can't even help because you treated them with so much respect and dignity that they liked you. They know other people like, hey, can you help out, you know, this other coworker, friend, family member, whatever. You know, it's not uncommon by any means. So of the products and programs and what's out there, I take great pride in aligning ourselves with a lender base. We act as both a mortgage broker, which means we broker transactions to lenders. And we also act as a mortgage banker, which means we're drawing docs in our own name and funding the loan off our own warehouse line. I had a gentleman up in Menlo Park that wants to make an offer on a $5 million home last night, asked me point blank, you know, where are you in the market? Are you a lender or are you a broker? I'm going to be whatever you want me to be that gets you the best deal. In a really nice way. I've been doing this for 30 plus years. If you're going to get a more competitive and more favorable financing and I'm going to wear the broker hat, you're getting the broker deal. If it turns out I'm going to get you a better deal and I'm going to act as a mortgage banker, then I'm going to wear that hat. So whatever is in your best interest for what you're looking to accomplish, it took approximately 36 seconds to unscrew his head and say, I like everything that I'm hearing. And there's no reason not to. It's not like I'm sitting here BSing anybody. You know, just from the standpoint of how we're situated in the marketplace, there are not many companies that are aligned the way that we are because most people, it's just overload. It's just so much to grasp. You know, to us that have been doing it for a while, not so much. It's all very simple stuff. What do you have for, you know, proof of income or not? How's your credit? It's all similar. Now, where am I going to place this to get you the best for what you're otherwise seeking? Okay. So for the products and programs, you know, can we compete on the absolute, you know, AAA plus rated client that, you know, can go to anywhere else? Yeah, we're going to compete with that person right on down, you know, to maybe the most, you know, challenging, you know, individual to qualify, for lack of a better term. We're going to beat Navy Federal Credit Union on VA loans every day of the week. Every day of the week. And I have clients that, how can you do that? They have Navy in their name. They have Federal in their name and they're a freaking credit union. How can you beat them? Who the hell are you? Because we work with entities that do so much in volume, they can make it back with what's called economies of scale and reduce their profit margins, offer a better price unit per unit, and make it back in volume. They're going to crush Navy Fed. No slight on Navy Fed. Excellent organization, you know, but I will go toe to toe with anybody out there. I'll take it one step further on that is we have I'll call it a luxury because it is a great luxury. We can price whatever we otherwise need to make the deal work. Some deals are going to go thin, but something's better than nothing. This is all that's in it. Are you going to do it or not? We're going to do it. Hell yeah, we're going to do it. No problem. Other little piece here is tips and tricks for buyers. So what I'm going to leave you with tips and tricks for buyers is people come in and all I'm looking for is one, what are you looking to accomplish? Okay. And I'm trying to meet every single one of your goals and aspirations. And if it turns out, and I'm going to get all the information you have, if it turns out you only want to bring in a little portion of the money you have in savings, but yet where you want to go is going to require a little bit more, I'd be the first to offer those options. We're really big on options for people. We wouldn't be the company that says, oh, you wanted to buy a home. Here's one option for you. Do you like it or don't you? There will always be multiple options given such that for us as a company, which option makes more sense for you and your family? You know, did you want to go with option 1, option 2, or option 3? Pick a winner. If you came back and objected to any one of them, then I'm going to come back with more options that meet whatever that objection otherwise is. So we're not at a point where all of a sudden we're going to quote unquote put baby in a corner. You know, I would rather empower people and I would rather give them options. They're going to decide what's in their family's best interest every time. So from the tips and tricks to buyers, the other tip and trick, which we're really, really good at, is verifying every single thing that goes into it, such that when they go under contract, the only thing that we need at this point from the lending standpoint is an acceptable RPA, an acceptable appraisal, and clear title. That's it. That's it. Are we closing deals? Do we get clear to close in single digit days? We do. Can we close a deal in 10 or 12 days? We can. If we have the buyer and we have all of our ducks in a row up front, can it be done? It can. You know, can you get a better deal for your client on a quicker close? Yeah, all day long. Are you going to get paid quicker? Is there less things that can happen? All day long. So from the standpoint of knowing when people are going in and buying with power and security of knowing that the loan's going to stick, we're not going to quote unquote half-ass anything, you know, or cut a corner. So from the standpoint of working with buyers, and is there any tip out there, or is there anything that you know, what separates them from another? We take what we do really seriously. You're jacking with people's lives. I'm not going to cut any corners. I'm not at a point where, you know, oh, whatever. Oh, who cares? Oh, I'm just going to tell them what they want to hear just to take them off the street. So from that standpoint, there is sincerity. The loan level pricing adjustments that Blake was talking about, I'm incorporating in conversations with people right now. It's going to happen. You're going right into the buzzsaw. I can not talk about it, and it's going to happen anyway. It's inevitable.
Everything being priced out though on most investors' website, if you haven't priced out for 30 days or longer, that pricing is going to be in there. So what we quote your clients today should be accurate. Will be accurate, not should. Right.
So anyway, just from the standpoint of people, we talked about tips and tricks and services and the like. Any of the listing agents, we do the cross quals for free. It's easy. I have no problem with it. You can direct anything to me. You can direct anything to Blake. We'll make sure things, you know, get done in a really efficient fashion. And I'm going to work until the stuff gets done on a day-to-day basis. You know, so even nights this week, you know, most nights this week, I'm the guy that's here till 8 o'clock or later, you know, on an ongoing basis to make sure everything's getting done. I realize you're jacking with people's lives, and it's important to you. It's important to me. If you call me on my phone, I'm going to answer the call unless I'm in a meeting like this, and I'm going to call you back as quick as I possibly can. But you're going to definitely hear from me. I'm not going to, you know, treat it no matter what, you know, the severity or importance of anything is. But me, like everybody else here, appreciates the opportunity that exists within this corporate structure, and don't take it lightly by any means. And really enjoy what I do. I love it. It's awesome. This is really like, I mean, I could not be any better grounded and well-served in picking a career and occupation for myself. I can't speak to anybody, but I really enjoy what I do and look forward to it every single stinking day. Doesn't matter what day of the week it is.
Greg, Eddie. All right. I am Eddie Cisneros. I am the recruiter. I would like an applause. I took a moment while everyone was talking up here to take a look at the rooms. There's some good looking rooms on there, all the other offices. So a round of applause to you guys. Don't realize how many people are on until you go in there and take a peek. So anyway, I'll be really, really quick, guys. I'm going to talk about a couple things. One, I'm going to welcome the new agents. We haven't done this in a while. We picked January. We picked the beginning of the year till today. Please hold your applause till the end. We want to welcome Clement Sandoval, Luke McCombie, Crystal Vaqueta, Tina McCowan, Laura Menendez-Derflinger, Allison Harris, Jessica Fafel, Miriam Ayala, Rana Suidan, Tequila Palms, David Martinez, Angel Escribano, Ken, help me with that one. Ken Macarena. Macarena. No, Ken, we love you. Andrea Angel, Shelly Thompson, Joni Carver, Destiny Jimenez, Bieni Nersesian, Kristen Carter, Tiffany Casey, Ron Umali, Gino Jimenez, Alex Garcia, and Sharon Zhu. Welcome. Quick moment to talk about our referral program. Neil said it already. He kind of beat me to it. He also, did anyone else feel attacked with the fish taco comment? I was like, it's like, is he talking about me? Right? Yeah, I was like, whoa. Yeah, just had fish tacos yesterday. Anyway, but he also touched on our referral program. We are a great place to work. I think we've got really a unique thing going. If you come across someone that you think will benefit, if you know of any that is at your old brokerage that you left, all you have to do is reach out to me. I will say my number, it's 490-3192. But there is, I am on the agent resource guide under the who to call. Somehow I got number 1 on there, I think, because I made the list. So, so I'm the first person on that who to call list. Not to be confused for Mike, you can reach out with to him too. It was not my birthday yesterday. It was his. I got a few text messages. Yeah. Yeah. But I did get a couple of text messages wishing me a happy birthday. I go, no, that's the other one. Anyway, last thing, just a golden nugget for you guys. It starts with a rhetorical question. What drives you? Your passion for money, your passion for security for your family, your passion for recognition, whatever it is, your passion drives you. What stops you? Your fear. What overcomes fear? Courage. So your passion is waiting for your courage to catch up. When you're uncomfortable, you're growing. So guys, put your courage in gear. Your passion's waiting for you. Thank you, guys.
Turn with the level on this thing, or are we good? And I am a little amiable. I'll step out of your way. Everyone stand right in front of you, Neil. I'm like, all right, this is a long segment, so everybody has their paper and pen, correct? I'm just kidding. We're good. I'm going to be going over recognition and highlights. So this is the fun part. Please applaud when I go over this stuff. But the first thing I wanted to talk about with everybody is the word hope. So it's funny. We're sitting in the office this morning, and I'm like, hey, get Robert in here. And he was on the call, and he comes in, and it's funny because I had the word hope written down on a piece of paper. And I'm like, hey, Robert, what do you think the agents want to hear today? He's like, honestly, I think they just want to hear hope. And I looked up the definition of hope like anybody would, and it's the expectation or desire of something to happen, right? So I feel like right now we all have a lot of hope for something to happen. All of us are putting in a ton of energy. I mean, I coach about 16 to 20 people, and every time I talk to them, they're out doing door knocking, they're making a ton of calls. And they're just like, Matt, like, I'm just not getting anything coming. I promise you, if you stick with it and you keep doing what we're saying, you're going to get it, right? It's just all about repetition and going through with it. But on that point, who here is in our mentorship and mentee program? And if you're on the call, thank you guys so much for being on the call as well. We have a world-class mentorship and mentee program. We have 36 mentors right now in the program, and we have 47 mentees. Right now, the percentage of mentees closing a first deal in their first 6 months is 100%. So every one of our mentees in the first 6 months has closed a deal. And we have a 33% chance of them closing 3 deals in their first 6 months. So that's actually a huge percentage rate as well. But here are some of the highlights right now from January and February so far this year. So to start us off, we had Blanca Hernandez with her mentor, Vincent Peterbaugh. They've already had 2 closings, and they have their 3rd one in escrow so far for the year. Yeah. Miss Isis Bravo, I saw you back there in the back of the bus. You have Eric Bremer. Eric Bremer has been with us for about 6 months, and he has his first one in escrow. So congrats to him. Yeah. Mr. Jeremy Sellers, he promised he would be here today. I'm sure he's online. Jeremy is one of our oldest mentors. He has the most closings for every mentor in the company. He has over 20 closings with his mentees. He has Gabriela Mercado this year already has 2 closings mentoring with him. He's like Blake Shelton on the Voice. Yes, yeah. He is. Yes, he is. No, have any of you guys ever seen Larry the Cable Guy? That is Jeremy Sellers to me. That's my Larry the Cable Guy, right? Mr. Scott Steele, he doesn't only do loans, he doesn't do real estate, but he also helps mentor people in real estate. And he has Anita Davalos that has already had 2 closings this year in real estate. So congrats, Scotty. And yes, we did get the loans for those as well. So thank you so much, Scott. Wendy De Leon, she's a newer mentor to us. She's been mentoring for about 3 to 4 months. And when I came to her originally, I said, hey, how many can you take on? She said 1. And about a month before that, we had Mark come and join the brokerage. And Mark's a unique story also, because when he came and joined the brokerage, he had a full-time job. And Eddie brought us in the room, and Keith and I are kind of like butting heads of, is this guy going to be able to make it? It's a full-time job. He's driving from, I think, San Bernardino, or was it Ontario? Farther. Okay, he's driving from Ontario, and he's like, yeah, I want to be a full-time real estate agent. I'm like, dude, I'm just letting you know, We deal with this a lot. It's a very difficult career path already, and the market conditions right now is a very difficult time to start, right? He already has 2 closings in. I think he has another listing presentation going on right now, correct? You have one that you're going to soon? Yes, so he already has 2 closings and he has a new listing that he's gonna be signing hopefully in the next 7 weeks. All right, our next fun one. Keith had the privilege of playing cornhole with him last night. Ron Umali. He's being mentored by Georgina Bolton. Ron joined our brokers 3 weeks ago, and he already has his first one in escrow. Yeah. And he's a brand new licensee, so he's only had his license for about a month. Zulika Maldonado with mentor Lucy Zion. She had her first closing, and she has a new listing appointment scheduled for later this week. Okay. And last but not least, on the mentorship part, we have Martina McGowan, mentored by Gabe Arambula. She's a new agent with our brokerage, and she already has a listing, and they're in escrow. Yep. All right, shifting gears a little bit. Prospecting open house, talking about what Robert talked about, what Neil's spoken about, getting out there, talking to people, right? If you don't want to talk to people, you're in the wrong business. So these are some of the big highlights. Some of them are huge for people that are actually going out there, putting their feet in the street and knocking on doors. So the first one is Miss Lindsay Fulgham from our Canyon Lake location. She's been with our brokers for about a year. She's never been in the mentorship program. She's a dialer. So she's been in, I think she did a couple. She was a part of Aaron and Steve's team for a while, branched off into her own. She just dials in Canyon Lake all day. Well, she wasn't having the best of luck. She was using Red X. Well, she decided to go out and start doing open houses and doing some door knocking. She has 2 in escrow. She also has 2 investors and multiple buyers right now on her books. And she also has another one that just called her that wants to look at getting in a home as well. So congrats to Lindsay. Some quick ones. Gabriella Kirby, I saw her here. Where's Gabby at? Yes, Gabby just signed a $1.8 million listing. Lucy and John Zion, 2 of our oldest mentors as well. They just signed 2 new listings last week, one on her birthday. So congrats to Lucy and John. It wouldn't be right not to say this one. Otto Fonseca recently started coaching with Neil Schwartz. He just signed a $1.2 million listing, and he has 12 in the pipeline right now. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. The fire team, always tremendous, always absolutely crushing it. They've already closed 3 for the year. They have 9 pending right now, 9 going through, correct? If I'm not, and they also have 2 right now that are coming soon. I believe I saw in the report this morning. 1 coming soon this morning. So congrats to the fire team. Justin Yee just signed a $1.3 million listing. Yep. And lastly, on the $1 million listings, we had Debbie Burke with $1.1 million listing. Yeah. So going back to what it takes to be a real estate agent. How many of you guys know a gentleman by the name of Harry Shaw? I'm sure a lot of you guys have had the privilege of meeting Harry Shaw. So Harry Shaw was dialing. He was coached and mentored by Ira Nadich, Karen and Todd's coach for the Mike Ferry organization. Well, Ira had Harry calling about 400 people a day. So he would come to work every single day and call about 400 people a day. And for the first year, he just drew blanks. He wasn't getting it through. There were some issues, technical issues with his calling structure and how he was doing things, but a few of them he nurtured and they came back. One of them ended up being a $5 million listing up in Menlo Park, where he would have to go and live at the house in Menlo Park. Well, he's been there for about a month and a half now, and he finally got a buyer, and the buyer wants him to also sell his house and represent him on the $5 million listing. So congrats to him. Yeah. 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 Hey, not only that, I mean, we all know it's not done yet. He's supposed to go through escrow and everything, but not only that is he got our lending department involved too to help with the lending for the offer of the $4.5 million listing. So yeah, super cool. This one's dear to me, Mary and Carlo Marino. So they use My Agent Finder. How many of you guys are My Agent Finder for leads? Anybody? So my agent finder, if you guys actually read my emails that come out once a week with like highlights, I know some of you do, because when you don't get shouted out, I'm the first person you email. So I know a lot of you guys do. Mary and Carlo Marino, they are like super legit when it comes to online leads. Like they know how to close online leads is almost as good as Wendy DeLeon knows how to close online leads. Well, they use my agent finder, and my agent finder is one of those weird ones that if you use it and you don't work the lead, you'll never get another lead. Well, her husband had an account and she had an account. And so they're working both their accounts. They already have 5 closings for my agent finder, and they just listed one on Tuesday, and in one day it went into escrow. So congrats to Mary. All right, I promise you I'm going fast. I have a couple other shout outs I want to go through just for all the agents. I ranked all the agents as far as like total closings for the year so far in January and February. I think it's just a high level view. I think you guys would like to hear it. I think a lot of you guys deserve to hear it too. So to start us off, we had Mark and Al team. They have 8 closings so far for the year. So congrats to Mark and Al. This is not including March, so don't get mad at me because March, they already had a couple other ones. Melinda Elmer and her team already have 7 for the year. Yes. Yeah. Out of our Corona office, one of our Mike Ferry coaches, Linda Holmes, has 7 for the year. I'm gonna go fast, I promise you. This one is super cool. Out of our Diamond Bar office, Tess Marquez has 6 total closings for the year so far. Yeah. And Keith told me, you know, the analytical him, he's like, you should memorize all 4 of those pages. This one. Yeah. Karen Myatt, nobody can be more harder on themselves than you. It's funny. Funny story about Karen. I go into Karen's office one day. This is like a couple weeks ago. I go in there. I'm like, hey, how's everything going? We're kind of going through like what she's doing for the year. Karen's very like, she might not be an analytical, but she's very analytical. And maybe it's Todd that sends us the emails kind of breaking down their business. She's exactly in line with what she did last year in 2022. And she's just beating herself up. And her commission per transaction is higher, right? By $1,000 this year than it was last year. So congrats to Karen. Yeah. Oh, so she has 5 already out for the year. So I just want to make sure we're clear there. 6. Yeah. Yeah. I told you. Yeah. Out of our Hemet location, Mr. Dave Hale, one of our longest standing, I mean, if we put all the companies together, he's probably one of our longest standing agents. He has 5 out for the year. So congrats to Dave Hale. This lady, when we did the merger and acquisition of McDaniels, her words to us when we signed the dotted line after we got done with all of the transactions, she said, I just want to kick some agents' ass. This is Debbie Green, the ex-broker of McDaniels, and she has 5 out already for the year. So congrats, Debbie Green. Yeah. Myra Bravo, she's one of our oldest mentees. She's out of the mentorship program, but she was one of our first mentees in the program with Jeremy Sellers. She was working off Van Buren at a swap meet, got a client out of the swap meet. Per Jeremy's request to go work the swap meet, she's at Espanol, so she was able to kind of communicate with him. And that's one client has now transacted into 9 other transactions. She already has 4 out for the year. Yeah. Yeah, she's quitting her full-time job at Kohl's and the warehouse department. So congrats to her. Mr. Otto Fonseca and Associates with 4 out for the year. Congrats. I promise you we're getting close. Yvette Jeter out of our Long Beach location with 3 out for the year. Also out of Long Beach, we had Abigail Ruiz with 3 out for the year. And if I'm not too certain, I think Abigail just got her license like less than a year ago, right? Abigail? No, she's had it for a long time? Okay. Maybe she joined us less than a year. No? I think her goal this year is 40. Okay, her goal this year is 40, so I was way off. Yeah. So yeah, Samsonite. Out of our Cavino location, we had Ignacio Ortega with 3 out for the year. So congrats. Out of Diamond Bar, we had Rosa Scalio on the Scalio team with 3 out for the year. Out of Irvine, we had Laura Thomas with 3 out for the year. We're not out of that, Laura. And we have 2 more. Out of Hemet, we had Jacqueline Polito. She does all of her business with Ian Davidson, and they have 3 out for the year, total combined. So 6 out total between both of them for the year. So congrats to them. And then lastly, the fire team with 3 out for the year. So congrats to you guys. All right. I promise you we're getting close. I wanted to bring up one more thing that there's opportunity in every market. And we have a group here at this location that found out what that opportunity was. So Brian and Matt Hughes recently in the last year got their MLO license, so their MLS certified license. And what they started doing in the new market is they started buying like houses that pretty much needed to be flipped like completely. They bought it with an investor, they're flipping them and then reselling them. And they've now done this 4 or 5 times and they're absolutely crushing it. So I wanted to give them a shout out because they're able to use their license now that they went and got. Matt does all the lending, Brian does all the real estate, they're flipping houses and they're reselling them and they're making a business out of it. So congrats to them as well. Yeah.
Is we have a lender that can do those fixes flips, so they're gonna weed out their cash money guy that they were going 50-50 with them on. And then talking to Brian's brother Matt, probably gonna increase their net profits about $30,000-$40,000 per transaction.
Wow.
Because we've now weeded out their money guy. That's
Wow. Congrats. All right, 21st century lending shout outs. Mr. Scott Steele, where you at? All right. Mr. Scott Steele has 8 closed so far for the year. Yeah.
Good job, Scott.
Hortensia Zabrano, she's being mentored. She's in the mentorship program. She already has her 3 closed out for the year. So congrats to her. Miss Alicia Vargas has 3 out for the year. Out of our Moreno Valley Cardenas location, Susanna Franco has 3 out for the year. And then I wanted to bring up a special one. Kayla Lewis, she just recently joined our brokerage, probably a month and a half ago. She already has 3 in escrow, and Kayla has taken it upon herself not only to do business in our buildings of Masters, but she's going out to all the other brokerages and really driving the business. So congrats to you. Yeah. All right, newly licensed MLOs. We can hold applause for the end on this one. We have Miss Lauren Epsy, Angel Escribano. Yep. Okay. Enrique Vasquez and Midori Ramsey. So congrats to all of you guys. Yeah. So really my message was congratulations, and there's a shit ton of hope out there. So let's get it, right? Yeah. Yeah.
All right, guys. We're near the end. A few updates across the brokerage. One, you guys may have started to notice that every Wednesday there's a report coming out that has all of our recent listings, pendings, coming soons. We are in the process of transitioning back office systems. And so if there's any issues, feel free to reach out to me. We'll get them fixed. But keep in mind that the recent listings are listings that were added to the MLS over the last 3 weeks. And so if your listing is a month, 2 months on the market, it's not going to reflect. Okay. So just a general note on that. Okay. Additionally, with that system comes an enhanced payment option for all of our agents. Neil was using it prior to the merger. And what we can do is we're actually setting up your guys' bank accounts to direct deposit the money into your account next day. So what I need from all of you is I need for you to keep an eye out in your email. I want you guys to keep an eye on your email. I'll be sending an email probably over the next day or 2 before the end of the week. Okay. And I want you to follow the instructions to adding your account information, follow the detailed instructions, get in the system so that we can start paying you your commissions next day, direct deposit. Sound good? All right. All right. All right. Agent goals. How many of you guys have goals? Okay. We recognize the first 3 months of the year may have changed your goals. Okay. I want you to go back to the initial strategy plan of action. And I want you to rethink what those goals need to look like. You can increase them. You can keep them where they are, make your adjustments, but we're going to be sending out communication beginning of next week, asking for you to provide us with your goals. Why do I want your goals? Anybody know why? Accountability. Your goals are our goals, okay? So I need to see where you are in attaining your goals, and the only way I can do that is by knowing your goals. Sound good? So we'll be sending it. I'm going to be calling you guys individually, and if you don't fill it out within 2 weeks, I'm going to be asking for them over the phone because I got to get them all, okay? My coach from Mike Ferry told me I have to, so I am going to, okay? You did. Last general update. We're working on a really cool technology. It's It's called database enhancement. Okay. And it's an opportunity for those of you who have large databases, but may not have all the pertinent information, phone number, email, address. And you can actually, we're setting it up so that you can pay to have your database enhanced. Okay. We're hoping to have this built out over the next 2 months. It's going to be a great opportunity for you to get those. I'll talk to you about it in a little bit. But you guys can pay to have your database enhanced using our system. If you're using Follow Boss, it's integrated. It's super easy. And we'll provide more details as we get a little bit closer. Sound good?
Yes.
All right. Affiliated business, Kelly, come up. Troy is not here, and Ted, come up. I want faces to names. So everyone know who Kelly is? Kelly is our escrow manager. You guys, we've had a lot of our agents who were with the Masters portfolio prior to the merger that have started to use our escrow now that we have a manager in place, and we've really taken all necessary steps to enhance that service. We've gotten raving reviews, lots of 5-star reviews from her and her team. If you're not currently using our escrow, all of our teams. Yes, all of our teams. If you're not currently using our escrow, you need to reach out to Kelly and talk to her, okay? Sound good? Or you'll be talking to him. Ted, come here. All right. Everybody know who Ted is? All right. So Ted oversees our commercial division. We're in the process of basically selecting commercial specialists in regions so that we can refer business, because we get a decent amount of agent referral business. If you guys currently have any commercial opportunities where you're like, man, I really don't know what the hell I'm doing. Okay. The likelihood of you getting paid on that deal, if you don't know what you're doing, is probably very small. Okay. Refer the business over to our commercial division. Ted's going to make sure that he gets your deal taken care of with an appropriate commercial specialist, and we're going to get you guys paid on that. Okay. Does that sound better than getting zero? All right. I wanted to bring the two of them up so you have a face to the name. You guys make sure to network with Ted and with Kelly after the meeting, but I wanted to make sure and put them in front of you. So
760-533-5343.
Yep. Say it again. Say it again.
760-533-5343.
And I'll make sure to send it out here in an email. Awesome. Thank you guys so much. All right. The only other thing I wanted to mention, guys, is we also have a property management division. If you guys run into any clients that need property management, reach out to Troy. If you don't have his contact information, you have mine. Just email me and we'll get you in touch. Okay. The last person that we have is Cindy Rubin. She's gonna take us home, and then Stephanie's gonna give you some events. We're out of here in 10 minutes tops. I'm gonna put this right there. I know she is.
Don't get too
Or please do, one way.
Okay, for those of you who don't know me, my name is Cindy Rubin. I'm a licensed broker. I was formerly the broker of the old Century 21 Masters.
Yes.
And am now here. I am here. I know compliance isn't exciting, but it can be. And I just want to say, based on the list he read of all the people who have closed the most this time, the people that were with the former masters, all of those have me on speed dial.
Yes.
I talk to all of those agents all the time. Okay. So that's what I'm here for. I am here to make agents look good. Okay. My specialties, contracts. Terry Ryan and I teach contracts together. Terry's been doing it forever. I've been doing it for a long time. I am here. If you have your first COP and you don't know anything about it, just call me and we'll do it together, or fill it out and send it to me and I'll tell you what it says. Or if you get one from someone else and you go, what does this mean? I'll look at it. I'll tell you, well, this means this, 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 and this. Okay.
You did mention your attorney, right?
I did mention, I'm an attorney of 37 years, been an attorney a long time. Did I say that? Did I not say that? I was in private practice until I came here about 11 years ago. So I did a lot of litigation. I did a lot of landlord tenant stuff. I mean, I know it's old because everything's changed. But what I do is contracts, ethics. I sit on my pro standards committee at my board. I hear ethics hearings. I hear arbitrations, and I hear MLS appeals. Don't ever appeal in MLS. They never win. Okay, so I do those things. If you have MLS questions, you can ask me too. Not an expert on the MLS, but I know who to ask. And I am usually able to get things. But if you have contract questions, how do I say this? Which document do I use? Is this the right form? Please ask, okay? Someone asked me, a new agent asked me the other day, what do you have any piece of advice for new agents? And I said, ask questions. If you don't know, don't spend an hour going through a one-page document trying to figure it out. Just ask. That's why we're here. You have a great management team. Use us. Okay. The last thing I want to talk about is, and I'm going to say this with a smile, something exciting coming up in compliance. I know that's tough, but we do. You all should be familiar with SkySlope. We are making a huge push, and we need all of your help to get everything in SkySlope as it is signed. You take a listing, it goes into SkySlope. You don't hold it until you get the sale and then give it all to your TC. Everything right away. And we are going to be, I audit files with Jan Belmont French. She does the approved TCs. I do the in-house TCs. We are going to start getting reminders. We are going to start looking at your file. The minute your listing agreement hits the file, we'll look at the listing agreement. The minute your RPA hits the file, we'll make sure it's okay. I know Jan does better than I. I've been auditing after closing. We're going to start auditing before closing. We're going to get our files complete. And I know that's not exciting to you guys, but it is exciting to protect you. I'm here to protect you. I'm here to protect the company, and I'm here to make you look good. So you say it right, and everyone's like, wow, she can really write. I don't care. Good for you. You know, so please feel free to reach out. Please make sure you're getting your documents in SkySlope. The last little piece I wanted to say was make sure that you're using the right broker information on all documents. Okay, the broker DRE number everyone I think has. For your other stuff, you can write FRS, you can write full service realty, you can write Century 21 full service realty, or full release. I always get that backwards, I know. And or you can write Century 21 masters. All of those are us. Okay, so any of those work on a contract. Okay. But if you have a question, how do I do this? Or which number should I use? That's what I'm here for. Okay, so thank you. That was all I said.
Tell them Cindy will keep you out of litigation.
Yes, Armin, say it again.
Cindy will keep you out of litigation.
All right.
Just say one more thing, that I am here to talk to your clients too. If you have a client with a legal problem and they, you tell them and they go, I don't know, bring me in.
There you go. All right, she's the best. Okay, I promise I'm not going to be expressive on this one. Okay, we're going to go through this quickly. I will say one thing though. Keith said that he wants your goals, and if you don't set them, he's going to call you. I would encourage you to do that, because if he doesn't call you, I will, and he's nicer. Okay, so just oblige. Okay, I want to go over just a couple of things that we have, just another few programs we have here in the company. So number one here, we have our agent resource guide. Is anyone familiar with the agent resource guide? Our team put together a lot of work on this agent resource guide, and it's a resource guide. So when you go there, you have everyone's contact information. Everyone here in our management team has been sharing their phone numbers, and I know some of us talk really fast, present company included. And so if you need the phone numbers, you go there. If you need links to things, where do I send an email to for my listings? How do I send a cancellation? Whatever. Everything is in the agent resource guide. The calendar of events, training classes, everything is there. That should be your go-to of anything about the company. Okay, so make sure you're going to the agent resource guide. Telegram. Who here is not on Telegram? I don't expect you to. Yeah. Telegram, Telegram's an app that pretty much all of our agent communication goes through Telegram. It is fantastic. Now, I will admit, I like it a little too much. Okay. And for those of you that are on it, sometimes it's like, Robert, stop posting. And I'm like, okay, I'll stop. Okay. But we have each office has its own group. So you get to engage with agents in the office. If you're looking to host an open house, you can say, hey, I'm looking to host an open house. If you need someone to host your open house, it's great for our accountability. People go in, hey, I'm checking in. here are my numbers for the day. We have a lot of fun on Telegram. You've got to get on Telegram. It's a really, really great platform. So make sure you're on that. If you're not on it, you're just missing out. You're missing out on some of the camaraderie within other agents in the company. We have a lot of fun on there. So make sure you're on Telegram. On coaching on demand. So you have an ability, we have a Calendly link that if you are looking for a coaching call, you go to that Calendly link. It's got a list of times that are available throughout the week. You click on that, and then usually it's myself will call you for a coaching call at that particular time. It could be whether you want to go over your business plan, you want to go over scripts, mindset, you want to go over strategies, your leads, anything along those lines. Not contracts. That is not me. That is Cindy. If I work on your contracts, we're both going to jail. So so sales related activities, you could go to coaching on demand and fill it up. Okay. All those time slots are available. So if you need multiple calls, whatever the case may be, you want to do a call a week, you could go there and fill up the coaching list. Okay. Concierge services. So our concierge team, if you don't know about our concierge team, they are just fantastic. I mean, they're just through the roof fantastic. So if you need marketing pieces, create speaking, right? Yeah, we got Kim here who does our videography and photography. And so some of you have gotten the ability to work with her. She goes around to the offices and she does headshots. Now, don't be upset. Some of you need a new headshot, okay? Today, they're even in color. I know. So when she sends out a message on Telegram and says, hey, I'm coming to your office to get a new headshot, take her up on it. All right. Now, some of you have done that and she does a great job. But marketing pieces, you need flyers, you need postcards created. Bless you. You need help with your website, pre-listing packages, business cards. Our concierge team does all of that. Your job is to go generate business, not spend 2 hours trying to figure out the perfect flyer. Okay. Concierge team will do that, and it's no additional cost to you. So why you wouldn't do it, I don't know. So make sure you're on that concierge team and you're doing all that stuff. They are fantastic. The ladies and Jesse get in on that and do great jobs. Follow-up boss and YLOPO. We talked a little bit about that every agent gets follow-up boss within the company. You don't have to pay for it. It's a fantastic CRM. And then you have YLOPO for your website, your leads, your database, all that stuff. These are all services that you don't pay for. And outside of the company, you pay a couple $100s a month.
Yeah, YLOPO is probably close to $800 a month.
$800 a month. Follow-up boss is another few $100s a month. I mean, that's like a combined about $1,000 service every month that you're getting at no additional cost. Okay, so make sure you're utilizing that stuff. Right now, you can do on that QR link. Hunter is really the one that spearheads that, and he can go over all that stuff with you. But if you look at these services, you're looking at least $1,000 a month for that. People spend $500, $600 a month to have concierge services. Coaching and mentoring, if you're in Mike Ferry, it's $1,250 a month. Okay, Telegram is an app, resource guide. I mean, this is like thousands of dollars every month. This is like a $40,000, $50,000 worth of services that you get at no additional cost. That's pretty cool, right? Yeah. Pretty cool. So poor Randy's going, it's $40,000, $50,000. That's not in their pocket. But so make sure you're utilizing those services. And if you have any questions, we have a variety of people that can go over all that stuff for you. Sound good? All right, there you go. All right. And
hey, just you're gonna speak on this. We're done. We're done. Just tell them about the Mike Ferry and the Temecula grand opening.
Okay, I'm gonna tell you about the Temecula grand opening. It's there, and that's Mike Ferry. No, I'm just kidding. 2 events coming up. Temecula grand opening Thursday, April 13th. Woo! All right, so there you go. So that's a beautiful office. We got some great agents that are already packed in there. Karen Myatt. We got Gabby and Melissa and Georgina and all wonderful people already there. And then we have a Mike Ferry seminar Friday, May 5th, 10 a.m. at the Metro Event Center in Pomona. Okay. It's, again, no additional cost to you. It's something that we're put on. He does this every year right before the Superstar Retreat. Full disclosure, he's going to try to sell you a ticket. Okay. But in the meantime, he's also going to give you 7 or 8 really great ideas on listing property. So make sure that you're here, you're go to Temecula. We're gonna have a lot of fun that day, and make sure you're at that Mike Ferry seminar. We're gonna send out registration links for all that to make sure you're all signed up for those things. And then our next monthly meeting that we're gonna do like this is gonna be Thursday, April 6th, and that's gonna be at our Covina office. So we're gonna rotate between a couple of our offices so nobody gets jealous. All right.
Promise we're gonna cut it down about a half hour.
Yeah.
I will talk less. And that is our show for the day.